All right, offensive lineman, the last position group. Wasn't actually the last position group to work out, but it was on the last day. So who are your winners?
I thought Peter Skoronski really helped himself. A 34.5-inch vertical and 9.7 broad jump are elite times, and especially considering, early in his career, I think it was more when he had play strength concerns, but he showed up 313. That's not undersized by any means, and 32 and 1/4 inch arms is obviously the biggest number probably coming away from him for the combine,
which was what it was supposed to be, right? He'd been measured somewhere before, and that was the number.
So they hadn't shrunk,
right? They hadn't shrunk,
and that puts him right on par with, I believe, Braden Smith for, capable of playing tackle in today's NFL. So I think that's where he stays, and I think that's where he's getting evaluated.
I will say that, when you just when they just put the camera on him, right? Here's Skoronski doing a drill. He does just look like a guard. Just from a body makeup composition. If you just saw a picture of this guy and said, where does he play in the NFL? You'd be like, he's a guard. He plays guard. That's what you would gravitate to. I would say guard before I said tackle. Now, doesn't mean he can't play outside and tackle, but just from that immediate, abstract snapshot, you definitely got guard vibes out of him.
That's why he's obviously getting rumored, not rumored, just like that it exists, because that is at guard he could be special is the
right.
kind of phrasing.
Which I think is probably a reasonable conversation after the Quentin Nelson sort of thing. Like, we were kind of making the same point of why not try him at tackle, because it's a more valuable thing. But if the difference is you will be amazing at guard and okay at tackle, like Zach Martin as well. Zach Martin can obviously play right tackle in the NFL. He's done it. He's had to kick out and play there. He is a capable starting tackle in the NFL, but he's the best guard in the league over the last decade. So which is more valuable to you? Even if the tackle is a more valuable position, the difference in your capacity to do it is significant and probably does change that math.
Someone do that math for me. I don't want to figure it out.
Yeah, that's a job for analytics departments.
Yeah.
Both in teams and at PFF, and therefore not our job.
Exactly.
The other guy I thought really helped himself was Blake Freeland, the offensive tackle from BYU, whose numbers were just nuts.
Yeah.
The dude ran under 5 flat for the 40, whatever. 37-inch vertical jump at that size is ridiculous. How are you able to get over 300 pounds that far in the air?
I don't know. It was a record.
That's madness. 10-foot broad jump, looked athletic during all the workouts and drills and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it shows on tape, right? He was perfect for BYU. Their wide zone stuff, his ability to move at that size was always eye-opening. But 302 so he's 6'8", not 6'7". 302 is a bad weight. That's a bad weight at 6'8". That's body habitus wise, that's a tight end, that's a little bit bigger than Darnell Washington. So he still needs to get a lot stronger to play in the league. But the traits are there to develop. That's for damn sure.
What about losers?
Well, just a touch more on the winners. I thought all the other top guys: Broderick Jones, Anton Harrison, Darnell Wright, Paris Johnson, and DeJuan Jones. Anything they did, I thought they were winner. They solidified their stock wholesale. But I do think on the other end, losers, some interior guys really stuck out. John Michael Schmitz, and now center is probably the least athletically driven position in the NFL. What they do at the combine, his numbers are fine by NFL standards, but he's listed at 320, comes into the Senior Bowl 308, and now 301 at the combine. Those are different. 301's a different center than 320, vastly. So that's probably the biggest where it's just he's actually smaller than Luke Whippler, who's being called the smaller center in this draft class. So that one's one where I am a little, just worried about how his play strength will translate to the NFL. And then Osiris Torrance, he's not going to test well as a bigger guard, 6'5", 330, but you'd like him to be a little more explosive than he probably was if you're really going to draft that guy in the first round. 1.8, 4.10 split, 23.5-inch vertical those are bad numbers. Those are bad numbers.
I will say that anybody that didn't outrun me in the 40 is automatically a loser.
Yeah.
I don't care how much extra weight you're carrying. If I outpaced you.
DeJuan Jones is 2 of you, so.
He's more than 2 of me.
More than
Isn't he
2 of you.
370 something?
He's 374.
That's
so.
more than 2 of me. Like, and he was 5'3", was that right?
Yeah.
So he's more than 2 of me, and over 40 yards, admittedly in this kind of outfit, he's like right on my shoulder over 40 yards. That's terrifying. Like, you might be able to stay out of his grasp, but if he catches you, you're dead.
Imagine getting tracked down. Like, that's a something, like a game you play is you have to just outrun DeJuan Jones.
Yeah.
He's just like coming behind you.
And he's right on your shoulder over 40 yards. It's ridiculous.
Like,
that's when you're playing a game like football, it's like, all right, you are one of the smaller people on this field. But the great news is you outrun the giant people, so it all balances out. If all of a sudden the giant people are faster than you, now it's just like, what are you bringing to the table here? You're getting tracked down by the people that are twice your size, and if there's a collision involved, you are losing bad.
Yeah.
That's a rough thing when you're looking at these NFL guys. Also, the guy that looked like he wrecked his knee during the drills has to be a loser.
Oh, yeah. So, Wanya pulled his hand. Ronnie Morris, the Oklahoma tackle, pulled his hamstring. Andrew Voorhees, the USC
he looked
guard,
like he did an ACL.
did a bad tweak. He was
Has
crumbled.
there been news as to what that actually was? Because
Not that I've seen.
That
but.
looked like a knee injury.
Yeah.
A non-contact down in the change of direction drills thing had to be kind of not carted off, but had to be taken off. So that's pretty rough. Hopefully he'll be okay, but that's not a good thing to happen. Also, by the way, who was the guy that suffered an ankle injury due to what was being termed a pain threshold test? Did you see that?
I saw that.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
And then
I think he didn't pass though.
Either that or he did pass, but as a result of it,
that he wouldn't
my pain threshold is so high that you've actually been able to wrench my ankle off the leg bone, and I didn't flinch. But it turns out that's going to invalidate the rest of my workout because it no longer functions. But then after the fact, like, Rap Sheet was like, actually, clarification, the quote-unquote pain threshold test was not a pain threshold test, was something different. It's like Legal on Line 1 would like to strenuously point out that this was not
a result of that.
Yeah, or not what it was being termed. We did not pull on this guy's ankle till he hurt himself.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Legal would like to clarify. But that doesn't seem great.
That's a faller. You wrench your ankle just in a normal run-the-mill medical test. That's falling down draft boards.
Well, it's definitely that's one side of it. I've got some questions about that medical test. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the kind of medical exam that ends up injuring a giant 300+ pound offensive lineman, that doesn't feel okay to me.
Yeah, we need more info.
Right. There needs to be more info, and ideally not coming from a guy who's just giving whatever info was given to him.